Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LGE coverage here for the Monday night racing's round 14 Spanish Grand Prix. Hope you've all had a great start to your week on this. Well, it was a very foggy Monday for me actually this morning, but anyway, we've got 16 drivers on the grid tonight, and obviously the front runners are all in and ready to go. So hopefully have another real big clash at the front as we have been having for many weeks now. Back with Lee again for the next night in a row. Actually, I think it's the first time this year that's first time this season that's happened. Lee, actually, I think.
Sorry, I missed a lot of what you just said there because I was there
I
was
know,
someone in my room being pain.
I know. It's fine. So anyway, just forget about what I just said because Lee did. As I said, we've got 16 drivers. We've got one fresh face. Lee did a trial with Big Rear just a minute ago. I'm just trying to find him. James
Microwave.
James Microwave. Very funny.
Well, I thought we'll correct something to go from.
Okay. As I think, are we going to have a driver come out potentially already? As obviously we've got the 18-minute qualifying. We've got Warren coming out on an out lap, and as you see, he's already on the medium tyres. So we've got out ahead Apex as well, the championship leader. Now, Big Weir told me earlier, Lee, that if Apex wins the next two races, I think we can crown him as Season 2 Monday Night's champion. So Jason really starts, because people like Stenos can make up, because it's quite close between the drivers from second to fourth. Actually, quickly, Lee, because the Monday night is so interesting. We don't do it week in, week out. We should do. We'll just go down to the driver standings, because as I quote Big Weir, it's getting saucy. So Apex is in first place with 161 points now, so he's starting to dominate Monday, but as you've seen from the last few races, it's got a lot closer. He's just been here from the very start and been utterly consistent all the way through the season. Big Weir is in secondly with 112 points, so he has got a big deficit, but as he said, he still can make it up, but Apex needs to have some poor performances. Vedran is in third with 92. 90 points is for Stinos in fourth. Fifth is Amir Guna on 89. So it's getting pretty closely, and that's the top five. So obviously from third back, it's certainly very close in the championship. Seventh is H. Bosworth. Trunders is eighth with 42 points. 36 points for Tay Pasta. Really not had a great season two. Iggy Combo has got 36 points and 33 points for Tay Pasta in 10th place, who's really struggled, and Apex has struggled at the start of his qualifying lap and rear ends the wall there, out of turn two. That's exactly what Big Rear wants to happen. I don't think Lee is with us. Lee?
Mike was muted. But yeah, that was a bit dangerous there, Apex coming back onto track. Oh, is
that's a Red Bull in the background there. Yeah, was it Rabbi? Sorry, I'm just Oh no, it was Nero. And as you can see, Euro, as you can see, we've got the traditional Red Bull livery. So I was right, Lee. Last night was going to be the last night of the white livery. Unfortunately, I did really like that. But back to the old familiar of the what would you call it? I should say dark blue Red Bull, as a Big Weir takes a provisional pole. But of course, Lee, just quickly. In tune with this livery update, of course, had the big update of the Saudi circuit, the Jeddah circuit, just been introduced. I've just done one 5-lap race with Big Weir, and Lee did one lap. I've described it as meh, not sure. It's a bit.
I described it as pretty scary, but it's fun. It's got a few surprise corners. Like there was a couple that I came up to, and it was like, whoa, there's a corner here. Oh, you see, Lucas is just invalidated on entry to turn 1 there. But yeah, there was a few corners on it, like, I think it was like start of sector 3, I would imagine. I wasn't keeping track of what sector it was, but there was a chicane in it, where it just came out of nowhere, and I was just like, oh, it's a lot tighter than what I expected. Yeah, as we're seeing some times posted on leaderboards at the moment. Seen Stenos going 3/10 quicker than Big Weird of 17.243. And we've got Rue and we've got Vedran, first person to get into the 116s just by 0.002 of a second on mediums as well. So that's a good lap from Vedran there. We've seen.
Yeah.
Who else was that?
Sorry, I was just looking at something there for Tran. That is a hell of a lap.
Especially in the mediums as well. Let's see, he's validated. Oh, we've got Anthony just coming around the last corner now. Let's see what time he's going to put in. This is 17.711, which puts him in 6th place. Just a spot here away from Ruhr there. So let's see who else. We've got Lucas Germany on a lap. We'll just sit with him for a moment as he's coming up to the back straight of the DRS section.
Who was that, sorry, Lee?
Lucas. So
sorry,
let's see.
I'm just doing something in a second.
See, I think that was Anthony there moving out of the way at the end, which would be the new part of the circuit for this year, which isn't added into the game yet, but it's going to be might be into the next one. As you see, he's coming around the last corner, and he only manages to put it in 8th place. It's quite a slow lap, but he's still got plenty of time to get another lap in. As let's see, we've got James Microwave coming into turn 5 here. I think that's that. No, that's we're in sector 2 now. Coming up through 6 and 7, I think it is. Not sure. Terrible corner numbers. DRS is wide open here. Heavy braking into this left-hander, misses the apex but gets it out wide. Always got to be careful on that left-hand corner after there. It's a bit dodgy at times. See him fighting that steering wheel to try and get it in. As he's coming around the last corner now, let's see what he is going to put in. A 17.2, which puts him in 3rd place. And he's just a smidgen off of Stenos' time. 0.03 of a second.
That's a really good time from the debutant there.
Yeah, he's stamping his mark.
I think that's the old Dark Stomper quote there, Lee, you're taking there.
I don't care. Let's see, we've got Rabbi on a lap, and apparently he's went purple in sector 2. That I'm not too sure about, as we do know what this game is like. At times it doesn't entirely know what's happening. You see him coming around the final chicane into the last corner onto the start-finish straight. DRS is wide open, and that's 5th place with a 17.4 on the medium compound.
So the Tuesday night leader at the moment is certainly put good timing on the mediums there. Vedran looks like he's potentially going to go to the softs, but he's still on the mediums. You can see the best times, best tyre that they've done their laps on. on the screen right now. We've had 3 drivers not set laps. Saying that, we've got Amir Guna on his lap in the Haas. Was at the start of the season, Lee, looking like he was going to have quite a strong performance in Monday night in terms of the championship, and it just all started slipping away from him in the mid-season, and Apex has been able to pick up the pieces. He's in second place as it stands, as we see Apex come around the final corner. What time is he going to put on the board now? He goes fastest. There were some words of motivation there. He does do it on the soft tyres, of course, but John's still looking in a really tidy position there on the front row of the grid. He's done a 16.942, so only a smidgen in first place at the moment. Warren Trunders has yet to set a lap. Warren has just set a lap and is at the bottom of the timing sheet as it stands. The Alpha Tauris, though, Lee, are looking pretty strong for the time being in qualifying. We still have just over 7 minutes to go in this session. But it's a bit of a shock for Big Weir, I think, down in 7th, saying earlier on in the show that our championship leader Apex Finley is in the lead by almost 40 points, and Big Weir is in second, and he needs to really start gaining some momentum on Apex now. And down in 7th place, Lee, with Apex in a solid 3rd as it stands, is it's not looking good for the Aston Martin driver.
No, it's not. I mean, you need to. But we do know that Big Weir has came out and just blasted a lap in, like the last lap, a few times here in Monday Night Racing. He has just pulled it out the bag, just that one quick lap.
Yeah, he certainly has. We're just seeing Trunders on his outlap, the only man not to set a time. Everyone who's watching, make sure to put some comments down below in the chat. We'll be able to read them up on my screen. As we've got Carl van der Berg asking how's the league going. It's good, thanks. As if anyone's joined from the Facebook link, and obviously the Discord's in the Facebook link, if you want to join the league and be a part of any of the 3 days we've got going at the moment, Sunday, Monday and Tuesday, for the rest of the season, finishing in about 5 weeks' time. And yeah, hopefully you would like to join us for the rest. We have got season 3 starting of Limitless Formula Racing in January with a 20 race calendar over the 3 days, but Sunday is moving to Thursday, so if you're interested in joining Thursday, Monday is full up for the time being, but we will be able to squeeze you in on other days, but of course you can race in all 3 days as it stands. And Carl, sorry buddy, I can't actually remember who you were. You put your PSN in the comments, I'm sure to remember. We're watching Trunders at the moment. Leon is fast lap, obviously down in 16th place, and yet to set a time. Hopefully he'll be able to keep it on the black stuff, not invalidate his lap time. Lee, I think you've got yourself on mute again, mate. I think you need to take yourself just off mute.
Yeah, done it. It was because it was crackling a bit because I've kind of broke the what do you call it, the bit of your plug-in, as it kind of fell on my controller while it was plugged in, so it kind of bent it a little.
As we see Trunders finish his lap, he goes 13th for that nice little headphone insight there from Lee on the medium tyres with a 118.675. Please make sure as well, guys, to like and subscribe to the channel. We'd much appreciate it. We've been saying we want to get to 150, so close now, 2 or 3 away. I don't know if anyone's already subscribed to the channel since watching. We've got 4.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. Drivers are going to be doing their final laps any moment now, as James, the debutant, goes fastestly with a 1:16.769. The medium tyre of Vedran is now moved down to 3rd. The soft runner of James is in 1st place with Amir Guna alongside him on the front row. As you said earlier, Lee, he's certainly trying to put his stamp on Monday night. As it stands, the top 5 are very, very close together, as we see Stinos, I think, about to finish his flying lap as he maybe potentially is just starting a lap actually. And no, he dives into the pits very late, almost too late as he dings the wall a couple of times as well for good measure, and he's probably going to have enough time to get back out again. There's no penalty for damaging your wing. There's no time lost in that. He'll just come out and reset with a fully fixed car. We're seeing Ruing coming around the final corner now and see what time he can set on the board.
Oh!
And goes fastest with a 16.733. It's certainly times are rocketing up now, and we are getting to a very interesting part of qualifying. We've got Vedran, who's on the outside. I think he was just letting a driver through there, and very sensible actually, Lee, to go on to the off-road there, nice and safe.
No, I can't wait till that the new corner here gets added, and
yeah, I agree.
At the end of the back straight, it looks it's going to spice things up a wee bit, I think. But we're sitting on Vedran getting a little bit shaky there. I think his tyres were a bit too cool there. Maybe starting his lap there. He got a little bit shaky coming out the last corner there.
I think he is as well. I'm just watching Rabbi, who's on a soft lap as it stands. Most of the drivers now, Lee, are on soft laps. Actually, Big Rear is not. He's on the medium tyre, so keep an eye out for him. He's doing his final lap on that middle of the range compound as you go through turn 10 now and down towards turn 11 on this short back straight. It's not really renowned, this circuit, for overtaking, but hopefully he'll get a good show on. See Rabbi coming around the final sector now. Very twisty part of the circuit. It's got a bit of everything, this circuit, but it was designed for motorbikes. There's a bit of traffic in his way at the exit of the final few corners, Lee, and that is so realistic actually to real life, having that big amount of traffic there. Where's Rabbi going to go? He's going to go on pole position for the time being with a 16.6. These times are just coming down and down and down, and it's making a really good end to qualify. We've got Vedran, he's probably about to start a lap. We'll go to Big Rear actually, because he is about to finish his lap, and he's probably about to start another one. He invalidated his lap time. I think he's got enough fuel on board. He looks like he's really going for it. Anyway, his
one board with Amagunner now as he's crossing the line. He only improves by just under 2 tenths.
Did he improve?
Yeah, just by 2 tenths.
You see James, who's had a bit of a problem there. He's off the circuit trying to get out of the way of other drivers.
He's not going to make it.
As Euro crosses the line. Got Stinos on an outlap. Still got 2 drivers on outlaps. And yeah, he's certainly not going to make it. He's actually now gone into the wall and retired on track. So Debutant, he's definitely got a penalty coming his way, Lee.
He's off the track at least now.
Well, that's something. Just give him a. If you give him a ping, just remind him to read the rules and regulations. That would be appreciated. Just saying that would be good. We've still got these drivers who are finishing their laps. Ruing is now finished, and the Ferrari has had to dive around some traffic there. Vedran is taking provisional pole. As it stands at the moment, he's got a pretty good lap, in a very good lap, in 4 tenths. He's in his pocket. We just see a huge amount of traffic going on here, and I'm just not too sure what is going on. And Apex is on a lap and got traffic ahead of him, and that is absolutely ruined the end of his qualifying, Lee. It's all gone chaotic at the end of qualifying, and Apex is most certainly not going to be happy. Big Weir is starting in 12th, Lee. The checker is out for him. Lucas A. Germany is also out. There's chaos with drivers off the circuit, like boosted as well. So this yellow flag's out. He's on the racing line now with, I think, potentially Lucas has just dived into the pits there. and Stinos is the last one to cross the line. So it was all ruined at the end there, as Apex certainly has something to say about that. As you know, mate, just put it in the instance at the end of the race. It was really, really bad. So I don't know if Lee caught any of that when he was hearing me. Did you see any of it?
I kind of missed it. I was busy doing something else, sir.
It was Ruing involved with Nero as well, and another driver who was all bunched up together, and the third sector and on the racing line when Apex was coming through on a flyer, and absolutely just got completely blocked. Probably the worst end to a qualifying session we've seen all season. Not too sure what that was about, and that will most certainly have to go to the stewards after the session. I'm sure Apex is certainly going to put a report in for that, as we have had the end of qualifying now, a sour end, but the end, at least in Vedran, takes pole position with Rabbi in second. Ruing is in third. Amir Guna is in fourth. James McEnroe, the debutant, is in fifth, but did retire on track and is going to get his penalty coming in his way. Sixth place is Daisy, seventh is Anthony, Apex is eighth, ninth is Nero, Stinos is in 10th, Sad Pancake, Big Weir, Lucas A. Germany, Trunders, Warren and Boosted were all outside the top 10. And apologies again if I sound a bit odd, I am still bunged up with cold, as we're just powering through it. I have got a bit of a headache though, so hopefully there's not too much chaos where I have to shout. But it is Spain, Lee, and Big Weir told me that the track feels a little bit different now after the update.
I'm not entirely sure. I've tried on Jeddah. 2 seconds. Carry on, Snap.
So we're just waiting for Lee to sort something out. Just bear with me 1 second. We're just waiting for these drivers to finish off their strategies and we'll get away with the formation. And so we'll take a quick look at what tyres the bottom six have decided to go on in this race. And a bit of a mix-up, Lee. We've got one soft tyre. I don't know if Lee can hear me. We'll talk to Lee like he's here. Soft tyre for Trunders, and Warren Boosted, Big Weir in the Sad Pancake on the mediums. Lucas A. Germany has gone a different way and gone onto the hards for the start of this race. We've got 33 laps here at the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya, and for the Spanish Grand Prix for round 14. We've got 5 races left as it stands. Obviously we've had a few issues with the other 2 days with glitches to lobbies and etc, but hopefully we'll still have 5 more races, including this one, to come your way until the middle of December. Who's going to be a champion? As we said, Apex has only got to win a couple more races, and he may be crowned at that point. We'll start working that out very soon, with this week or next week, letting you know the situation about Monday, St. Vedran and that Williams on pole position. I was saying, Lee, if you look at the tyres, it's actually looking quite interesting towards the back.
Let's see. Oh yeah, we've got 2 medium runners. Lucas on the hards, Trunders is on the softs. Wonder if that's going to play out for him. And we've got Warren and Boosted back on the mediums. I'm kinda wonder how the hard tyre is going to last up. I'm not expecting much as with these long corner tiers. I'm expecting the tail end might end up coming out, but you never know, it could actually work out for him going on that alternate strategy. As we see, the drivers are lining back up on the grid after the formation lap. Seeing Boosted just coming out of the final corner, ready to take their positions for the start of the Espanyol race.
And Apex has just told me, Lee, rain at the end of the race potentially, so that might make it even more spicy. Are we going to see some action into turn one? Is there going to be some Hamilton Verstappen-esque move into turn one? We'll find out when those lights all go red, as we see them all go red with 5 red lights. And we're away for Monday night racing for the Spanish Grand Prix, and it looks like Vedran has got away well, and the Alpine behind is trying to get a place, and Rabbi is on the outside with Amir Guna taking second place side by side, Alfa Romeo and Haas, as they go through now, and there's collision in the background. There's a bit of carnage there with some drivers out. It's Apex who's down in 15th place, and he's out of the points as it stands. Trunders has also had a bit of a collision, as well as Stinos. There was serious carnage there into turn one.
I think Apex has got damage to his end plate, I'm not sure. No, he is alright. Same with Trunders, they're both alright. And Stinos, no, it appears to be he's fine as well. I think everybody got away scot-free there. Oh, so see who's that that's just spun?
It's boosted.
That's Big Weir.
Oh, Jason is round. That's really not what he wanted. He had the almost ideal situation there. He was down the field a little bit, but he was in the points, and now he's down in last place. And him and Apex are potentially going to be fighting for position now in this race. We've got Vedran still leading the way as we come around the final couple of corners onto the start-finish straight for the first time onto lap 2. And the front runners are all staying pretty close together. James has just dropped a little bit as we've got a yellow flag again. And so not sure who the yellow flag was for there, Lee. As we see the two McLarens go side by side into turn one. Sour Pancake on the inside, still holding on to position there. And maintaining that 11th place. All for pride at the moment, not for points, as Warren is in 10th place as it stands. Biggest gainers on that one, Lee, were Warren and Lucas A. Germany. Both moved up 5 places.
Yeah, appears they two had a great start there. Apex didn't, and Big Weir had a terrible start there, unfortunately. Let's see, is there anybody else who's quite close? We're seeing the top 4 are really still close together. Well, actually, top 7 really.
Yeah. To be honest,
8,
they're all
9.
within. Yeah, they're all within a second of each other. And a lot of these drivers are going to be the drivers in Monday night next season, when it turns more into a tier system, when we've tried to make it even more competitive than this season. I have to say, Lee, you've been with me most of the season, and it has certainly got very competitive towards the front of this pack, and there's so many drivers now in such a similar remit of speed that it's hard sometimes to tell who's going to be winning the race, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one to call, especially with the 2 front runners in the championship at the moment sitting at virtually the back of the grid.
Stinos is side by side with the Mercedes, almost pushes him off the track, just gives him a couple of metres of room now, and moves himself up into 10th place. Warren, though, looked like he was almost going to fight back there, as Big Weir is just catching up to the back of Apex Lee. We might have to keep an eye on these two, as obviously the championship leaders are fighting for position, but of course the front runners are still fighting for that first place. Yellow flag again, it's boosted, who's certainly struggling at this circuit.
Just looking through to see. There's something either. Out, maybe not. You see James Microwave has put in the fastest lap at the moment.
Oh, sorry, Lee, there might be some moves going on here as Amir Guna goes round the outside of Vedran, and now on the inside at turn 2. It hasn't got that move done yet, still side by side as they go round turn 3. Amir Guna is going to have to go the long way round, and potentially he's off the circuit. No, he wasn't, sorry, that was his teammate at the back. There's Amiaguna and them still side by side. They've been parallel for about 4 or 5 corners now as you go into the hairpin. And he's on the inside, Lee, and someone has got to give up position sooner or later. And Vedran has now given it up, and Amiaguna moves up into first place. What an overtake there, and Boosted is retired from this race and was really struggling with this circuit and has had enough for now. Rabbi may go for a dive on the inside. There's a bit of a lock-up there from Vedran. Ruing is just behind as well, Lee, and nothing is separating these drivers, and Daisy is also getting in the mix as well now, Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, this might be a potential move there.
Oh, Stenos. Oh, wait, Anthony's around.
Anthony is round there, and he's going to lose a few positions there. We see the 2 championship leaders neck and neck. Vedran now moves up into first place. We're seeing maybe more moves in the background. Ruing trying to go for a move at turn 1, almost pushing that Alfa Romeo through turn 2.
Sorry, I'm seeing Apex is just making a move on Trunders there with the aid of the DRS. Managed to get that simple. Now,
and Trunders is round, and Big Weir was able to keep away from the carnage there as Trunders reverses back onto the circuit. But where's Anthony in the pit lane? And getting a fresh set of boots there, and Trunders is back underway. Side-by-side action between James and Ruing. James is up into 4th place, and he's certainly got some pace underneath him. And looking like a really strong battle for the lead here, Lee, between the top 5. Lucas is starting to get involved on those hard tyres, Lee.
Yeah, I mean, it's he's managing to get them hard tyres working for him. I mean, I'm kind of surprised that actually are working. I mean, last time that I tried the hard tyres here, they were terrible in all honesty with the long corners. It just wasn't working. They weren't keeping the tail end gripped into the road.
Ruing
into the pit.
He's just made a move on James there before turn 1, and Dazzy, I keep saying Dazzy is going through turn 3 just behind these drivers, and this is what Lucas A Germany really wants them to do, Lee, is them making switches and switches constantly, and switches and overtakes are it's going to bring him into the fight.
Yeah, it's
top 3 have just made up some time on 4th place. He's just outside the DRS zone. Amiaguna breaks too late there and almost takes out Vedran, and Rabbi is gonna try and make the move here and make an intuitive move for 2nd place, but Amiaguna holds on. There's been some great racecraft between the top 3 in the first 6 laps, Lee. It's been quite impressive.
Oh yeah, as you see, Vedran came in with his first one of the leaders to blink. Give me a moment, please.
As Lucas is still keeping tabs on the front runners. As are we going to see any other overtakes? Is Amir going to pit? And where is Vedran going to come out? Potentially in a bit of clean air, and I think he is. I think he's just timed that to absolute perfection. He's got himself some clean air to really put the hammer down now on those fresh tyres, and he's certainly going to make up the gap to the front runners, and after they pit, he'll probably still be in the lead.
Most likely with him having that clean air there, he's managed to get he'll have the superior grip to everyone else on the track at the moment. But as it goes at the moment, Lucas is doing quite a good job, but the question is, will the tyres last? As you see, Warren has managed
he's almost round, but he did actually let the 2 championship leaders through. He didn't even fight it, Lee. He just lifted off. It was almost like a blue flag came out.
Yeah, I just noticed there as he was coming out,
The top three are in.
He forgot to turn off his overtake button there.
Yellow flag, and that's Nero in the wall there.
Morton's into the wall! He went into the wall and on the exit of the last corner. He just couldn't get the grip there, and it was like a tank slapper a wee bit.
He's got a whole lot to do with that front wing as well.
Yep. It just looks like a spearhead on the front of that Mercedes. He ain't gonna be getting any downforce on the front end.
It looks like he was around again there, was he? Or was he just letting a driver through? I don't really know. Big Rear and Apex now up to 4th and 5th. They still have to pit, of course, but I've got a feeling they probably have made up some decent amount of time. This is where they really want a safety car.
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially for Apex, as it'll help him a lot. Warren's just got a 10-second penalty for it.
I think he was letting cars through off the track. So James is now in the pits lane. We're going to see where he comes out in terms of these drivers he was fighting with for the net top drivers in this race. We've seen Big Rear and Apex is in the pits as well. But where is James going to come out? I feel like he might have lost quite a lot of time being the last driver to pit.
Yeah, probably.
He's going to go side by side, I think, with Stenos into turn 1. Stenos is going to look to go around the outside at turn 1. He is going to have the inside for turn 2. And they're still side by side. This is not what James wanted, and that is definitely not what James wanted, to be spinning and into the wall, only very gently, mind. But that has really potentially ruined his race, Lee.
Most likely. I mean, he's done quite a bit now. Let's see. Seeing Big Rear has managed to make up that error that happened at the start of this race. He's managed to make up for it, and now he's sitting 3rd at the moment, although he ain't pit yet.
He ain't pit yet?
He ain't pit yet, you know.
Big
Rear ain't pit yet, no.
That's not a good accent, Lee. Don't quit your day job. As Vedran is in the net lead as it stands. We still haven't had Big Rear, the sad pancake. Well, actually, look who hasn't stopped yet. It's the top 3. Everyone else has stopped and only stopped once. And I'm guessing this is going to be a 2-stop race, Lee. Is Lucas is looking pretty handy on those hard tyres. Potentially he's going to go to the softs at the end.
Yeah, he's managing to make them work for him. Yeah, I mean, with the knowledge that we've procured that it's going to be slightly raining at the end.
Yeah, actually, I didn't think of that. He might have made the call of the day. Of course, these other drivers may catch up to him as well, but they're going to try and go as long as possible. If this rain does come, they'll want to go onto the softs as well. I don't know how many laps we'll have it for, and we're just going to keep an eye out on the clouds. It's still a nice sunny day, really.
Yeah, it looks like there's not a cloud in sight at the moment, so it's oh, you see Dazzy's just got a 3-second time penalty. That's gonna hinder him a lot.
It looks like an Alpha Tauri. It's Apex Finley that's off the circuit. He's got Trunders just behind him as well. He might be in last place soon. Now, Big Rear has had a second roll of the dice here. But is his numbers going to come out for him in this race?
I mean, I did say earlier on that corner is a bit dodgy with you going around it. You kind of have to be careful with that left hand, as it's like an elevation change quite rapidly, so you kind of lost a bit of grip there.
I'm sure Apex is not going to retire. He's having a front wing change. He doesn't want to retire because that means that he's just not going to score any points today, and Big Rear may potentially get quite a good result. He would, of course, want to be winning this race lead, really, as he said he's only won Monaco, though, strangely, but the last sector here, Lee, is very much like Monaco.
The last sector?
In the sense of his twisty turny, is we're seeing some moves here for second place, with Big Rear going past the Sad Pancake. He now moves up into second. Not really second on the road.
Rabbi's just made a move on him, a gunner there for 5th place. Both on the same lap, old tyres, 3 lap old. Well, I could say 4 or 5 laps? I think it would be 4 lap old tyres.
And you have to, and the amazing thing is, Lee, is so talking about Monday night next season, the top 9 or 10 in this pack here are all going to be in the same day, and just look how close they are, just from the track map.
Yeah, all in the top 9, I would say, are all really, really close together. But it's not going Apex's way at the moment, as he is right down at the back.
It's James.
James! Where is that? Oh, is it turn 7 and 8? Safety car. This is played right into Big Weir's hands. Very
much so. What's he going to go on to now? Is he could risk going on to the mediums again, Lee, if it's going to rain at the end.
Yeah, but the thing is it going to be heavy enough? If it's not heavy enough,
soft tyres.
Oh, I'm not so sure that's a good call, but I'm not the one in the driver's seat, so
some hard tyres going on, hard tyres as well, medium tyres. Big Weir is the only man on the softs. He's in 3rd place as well, Lee. And Apex is in last and out the points as it stands.
I mean, if he manages to get the jump at the start, that could play right into his hands, and he could manage to pull away and hopefully create a gap while his teammate in 1st place holds everybody up. That'll be able to play perfectly into his hands, but it's a time game.
Lucas from Vedran hasn't pit, but I understand why Vedran hasn't pit. He's only had those tyres on for 5 laps, so they're still pretty fresh. It would have almost been pointless to lose a track position over a few lap old tyres. I think he's pretty much made the right choice there. But Lucas is in the pits.
Mediums, bet ya.
When's the rain going to come though? That's the question.
Yep, yellow wall tyres. He is onto the mediums.
And Vedran is in the pits as well.
Oh, so Lucas will manage to keep that lead. That is perfect timing for him. Let's see who is the...
But
he is up 12 places.
Is Big Weir going to take 1st place? I don't think it's going to happen.
No, he's not.
It's going to be close. It's close, and he's got it. It's an Aston Martin 1-2 at the restart of this safety car, and Big Weir may have is retired in the pits.
Oh,
very strong.
That I wasn't expecting.
And he's left the session. He's had enough. As the Neuro is in the pits as well onto another set of tyres. This made it a little bit easier for Apex, of course. But yeah, Aston Martin 1-2. Is Lucas going to know about the championship? As there's a 5-second penalty there. Dazzy, sorry, I keep doing that. Is round. I don't think Amir has got a penalty there, but Dazzy has. And yeah, Lee, is Lucas going to know about the championship? Because if he does, you would, as a reserve anyway, you would like to think he would just move out of the way.
I think it would be the right call, to be honest, for team-wise. It would be the best call to let your teammate through for the championship. But as we're seeing, when is a safety car going to end? I think it's going to be another lap or two, possibly.
Do you know what I'm thinking? Now I know that Apex will be listening to this because he does comment in the stream. And I think, Mr. Finley, that you are going to try and keep away from that pack as long as possible until the end of the next lap and have super warm tyres compared to everyone else.
But that's the thing though, if the safety car comes in early and it's just like, screw Apex, he could just be a distance back.
No, it won't, but it only calls it at the very minimum at the start of Sector 3. That's where it's programmed to end in the game. And sometimes that's a good thing, and sometimes it's a bad thing, because Sector 3 sometimes are quite short, and it doesn't give you a lot. So somewhere like Belgium, for example, that's a really good safety car ending, because you've got like a whole straight.
And then you've got Brazil, which is just...
Yeah, Brazil's okay. The ones I'd say, it's like USA, that's another good one.
Yeah.
Because you've got all of that long Sector 3, but there are some tracks where it's not so good. I'm just trying to think of some though.
Like, possibly... Like, Austria. That's,
yeah.
One
Austria
that's
might
not
be
the
one.
best, but
and
it still
safety
does.
car is in, and Apex is now caught up to the back. I think he just caught up to the back. So what's going to happen with Big Weir here, Lee? Is he going to be let through by Lucas, or are they going to fight for position, which is not what Big Weir is going to want, as Lucas is holding back from that safety car a little bit. Sometimes I feel like the safety car could just push on a little bit quicker. So that safety car will be in now, so he'll be able to dictate the pace. I think he's going to go out the final corner, and Big Weir knows it. And we come out and we start racing again, and they've got a massive gap to third place, Lee. They really caught Vedran napping there, and is Big Weir going to have to go for a move here into turn 1.
Oh. Sorry, I was looking at the back of the pack there, and I just looked on board from Vedran, and the gap is at 2 seconds already.
Yeah, the Astons have pulled out in front. Big Weir is obviously going to hope to try and take first place. He's going to be desperate to take first place. He could potentially, as it stands, if he takes first place, have 25 points, and if he gets the fastest lap, he'll have 26 points, Lee, and that is going to be all to play for. And of course, crucially, Lee, next week is sprint week, and there's going to be an extra 10 points up for grabs, which is going to be so crucial.
Oh yeah, I forgot about sprint week next week. Ooh. Oh, what a fun time there.
We will bring sprint back for next season. I think it's been a lot of fun. I think we're going to do... I think we had an idea, potentially, on doing maybe 6 sprints, potentially. We're going to potentially, though, see Lee, move here at turn 1, because Big Weir is so close, and yeah, I don't think Lucas is even going to fight it now. They've got such a margin to third place as well, and he now moves up into first. He's got those 25 points in the bag. What is Apex going to do to respond to this from Jason here? Because this is absolutely ideal.
Oh yeah, this is perfect for the Aston Martin team.
Oh, sorry, side by side with Amir Guna and Rabbi there, and Amir Guna just comes out on top. Trunders gets a 3-second time penalty for his
Trunders and Anthony.
Hey, and Trunders and Anthony have been spun around. Trunders has really been having some dogs of races the last couple of races. I hope he doesn't mind me saying that too much as Stinos moves up into 6th, still getting a bit tasty towards the front. Apex is now moved up into the points lead, he's got 1 point.
That's gonna help him a little bit, eh? Pardon me there. But yeah, that's gonna help him a little bit, eh? That's gonna take it down. Let's see who has the fastest lap at the moment. It's Rabbi. That's the fastest lap with 119.4. And I say that it's changed to a 119.1 from Big Veer.
Which is exactly what he needs. He needs his maximum points and just hoping that Apex gets minimal points.
Rabbi does. He's making a move on Rabbi and he's made it stick down the start-finish straight.
Ferrari versus Alfa Romeo, the two Italian teams on the grid, and Trundles is now out as well. We're now down to 11 drivers. Anthony is in the pits. What's he going to do?
New wing.
Apex is right on the back of that Red Bull. It's the two sister teams, but the junior team wants to get past the senior. And is he going to be able to do that around the next few corners? We get onto the DRS straight. I think DRS is now enabled, Lee. So we come on to the straight. It is. He gets a bit tail happy through turn 10. Sad Pancake and Ami Aguna going side by side through turn 11, and the other McLaren wants to get involved, is Stinos. But of course, Lee, this is just so good for Big Weir as well, because it's just giving the pair of them actually more of a gap, and Big Weir is towing Lucas along nicely now as well.
Yeah, they're managing to work perfectly in harmony as a team, and they're managing to keep that gap to Vedran, as he won't be able to get the DRS. But we could tell that Big Weir is pushing that Mercedes-powered Aston Martin to its limits at the moment.
Are we potentially gonna see a little bit of a Rosberg Hamilton happening sooner or later, Lee, potentially between these two Astons?
Nah, I wouldn't think that. Well, I've seen Stinos make a move on the Sad Pancake, so no, Stinos is chasing down the Haas of Amagunar. You see, Dazzy's just got 3-second time penalty. Now, let's see. Will Stinos be out of DRS range at the moment? Only by just over a tenth.
There's this big train of cars though, Lee, which is really great to watch. But Stinos going really, really wide there through the long right-hander. Apex has got himself a 3-second time penalty, not what he wanted at all. Big Weir has been keeping it squeaky clean. Lucas is still just being dragged along, and Vedran's just not been able to make up that margin, Lee. In fact, it's actually pulling away from him slightly as he is on the hard tyres.
Sorry, I was just reading the comments up.
Sorry, side by side through turn 3 of Dazzy and the Sad Pancake, still side by side. The Sad Pancake is trying to hold it out round the outside. He's going to have to do it one more time. Around turn 4 they go now, and Dazzy has the high ground and has that 6th place. And as we see Rabbi making an opportunistic move there into turn 6 through the kink of 7. Through 8 and 9, it's going a bit sideways there, that Alfa Romeo. It's some really good battles going on. Spain is really hard to overtake, even on the game, but they're certainly making a good show of it.
Oh yeah, it's just with all these fast flowing corners, there's not many heavy braking zones here.
You say so that, go and try Jeddah.
Yeah, I've noticed that, and it's just it's narrow as hell. It just makes me think of a
Oh, sorry, there's a change for the lead here, Lee.
Oh. No, that was not something I was expecting.
But I suppose Jason Big Weir is not really made up any time on him.
No, I think this might be a good call, as you see Sad Pancake and Apex are fighting it out around turn 3. Apex is on the outside of Sad Pancake, using that wee bit of overtake there to try and keep it around the outside. Sad Pancake taking that narrow line on the inside.
Bit of contact. There's a switcheroo there for the Sad Pancake, but wasn't able to get anything from that defensive switch. So, how many points is Apex got now? I think he's got 4 points.
Yeah. 4 points he'll have at the moment.
And Big Wheel has got that fastest lap as it stands. And, Jace is in the pits. Lucas is now taking the fastest lap. Now, as you said there, I think he made a really bad call here.
Maybe.
He goes on to the mediums. Apex is going to overtake his championship rival now. He goes all the way to the back, apart from Anthony, who had that spin earlier on. And he's going to have to be on some supercharge now, Lee.
Yeah, well, he is going to be on the faster compound, not the faster compound, but the fresher tyres. So you'll be getting the best grip here at the moment, but he's got 8 seconds to 9th place at the moment.
I say that Rabbi is round.
Rabbi's round. And now Big Weir is coming up strong right behind him. He should be able to catch him with ease with Rabbi's tyres being quite heated at the moment.
Apex is going for a
especially
move.
the rears.
And the Red Bull behind of Nero is going for a move as well. Star Pancake might lose 2 places in one corner and does in 2 corners, loses 2 places. And Nero moves up into 7th place, follows that other sister Red Bull through. And that is not going to be that's not going to make Sad Pancake very happy at all.
That is going to make him one sad pancake.
That is one sad pancake.
That was terrible. Come on.
It was funny because it was so bad.
It was one of them. The worse it is, the funnier it is. But let's see, who are we going to see? MNR is still right on the tail of Apex at the moment. We're seeing Vedran is still not able to catch up to Lucas at the moment, but he is on harder compounds, but he's managing to maintain the gap. So it's just one of them will work at the moment. Guessing Lucas could possibly go to the end on these tyres, but will the last. Let's see who is the closest battle up to now. Is Nero and Apex Finlay. The 2 Honda powered cars. I think they're the only 2 Honda powered cars on the grid left. Yep.
I think they are. Yeah, they are.
So let's see. He is gaining, but not gaining enough. Seen Big Weir has managed to catch up to Rabbi there.
Lee, could you I'll have to stay on the same shot. Could you just take over for just a sec? I'll just stay with the battle with Apex at the moment. Just for 2 minutes.
Copy that.
Thank you.
Right, so let's see, we're just on the NRO and Apex battle at the moment. We're not seeing any improvements anywhere on the field at the moment, except Stenos is in DRS range of Amagunner. Oh, we're seeing 3-second time penalty for NRO there, for Nero, we'll just say. But we're seeing Stenos is managing to catch up to Amagunner a little with the aid of the DRS. What we've seen a switch between Rabbi and Big Weir. Just missed that there, but that would have been with the aid of the DRS. But we've seen that backlight of Big Weir's Aston Martin flashing, which means he will be low on his DRS at the moment. Let's see, Stenos is only just about 7/10 behind Amagunner now. He could possibly, if he gets a good launch out of this chicane here, he could end up getting the move done before turn 1 on Amagunner, but I think he's decided that it's not close enough yet. I'm not sure. Is he going to make it work? Not yet. He's got that gap down to under 4/10 now.
There's Apex.
Oh,
he's going
Apex.
for a move, Lee.
Oh, I thought Apex was about to go flying into the
Oh,
wall
and
there.
Nero is around, behind.
Oh. Well, that's going to help Rabbi and Big Weir out.
So 1.8 separates the top drivers. Big Weir hasn't made the gains he's really needed to, has he?
No, he hasn't. Oh, that's going to hinder him. I'll back in a minute.
Okay. I think that would be what's called full send there for Big Weir. He gets himself another penalty. 14 seconds worth of penalties there. Apex is in the pits. Apex is in the pits. And is going to lose the place to Big Weir now. We just said we're going to have rain potentially at the end. It hasn't come just yet. But this is very interesting. Apex has gone into the pits. Probably going to steal the fastest lap point now. And I think the best result for Big Weir now might be 5th place. And Amir Guna gets himself a penalty. The top 4 are getting a little bit closer. Lucas, though, he has had a hell of a race. He's joining Monday for next season. He's cut himself a penalty as well. Just saw it there on board. He just went a little bit wide into the entry, trying to gain any sort of margin that he could to get into that apex of turn 14. And 1.9 separate the top 2. Stenos now takes the fastest lap. As I said, Big Weir is probably going to make a position here on the south. Pancake Apex moves up on Euro and moves up into 8th place. This is certainly damage limitations now for Apex Hall. As Amir Guna is off the track into the wall and lost his front wing, not out of this race, but he's going to lose another position now. That might give Big Weir 4th place. It will give him 5th place at the very least, and that is exactly what Big Weir needed there. But of course it will gain Apex some extra points as well. Is this rain going to come? It's still bright and sunny. If it's going to rain, it's going to be very, very last minute. And Laguna is now into the pits and into the wall. Needs to be careful as Apex now comes through and goes up into 7th place, takes fastest lap as well, so he's going to get himself an extra point as it stands. Sounds like we've got Lee back. Surely Lee, Big Rear can make this place up on South Pancakes on 15 lap old hards against 6 lap old mediums.
Yeah, but then he's also got to make that gap of 3 seconds, which...
It's going to be a tall order, I know.
Yeah, he's going to need to get the finger out.
I think... Yeah, he's running now on battery, and South Pancake, he's got quite a bit to spare, actually.
Yeah.
And Rabbi's not getting involved as well.
By the looks of it at the moment, by the looks of it at the moment, it looks like Vedran is
going to be winning the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, as it
On
stands.
penalties.
It's a shame as well because Lucas has run such a great race.
Yep, but it's just one of these
Big
things.
way, here we go. Side by side, goes around the outsides at turn 1 and gets that move done, moves himself up into 4th, but only on the road, not at the end of the race just yet, because if it stays like this at the end of the race, he'll be moving himself down, maybe a couple of positions just ahead of Apex. So he really does need to get himself a wriggle on.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, we've seen Rabbi here, right on the tail end of Sad Pancake now. Now, what Big Weir will be wanting is them two to battle it out. But if Sad Pancake gets a penalty, then that's going to play into his hands. So we're just going to need to see how things go. But he is on the medium compound, Big Weir is. So we're just going to have to wait and see how things go for him. Let's see, he's already managed to pull a second, 1.4 seconds now gap.
We've got a yellow flag there. Is that Apex? It is
That's
Apex. And he's going to lose a place here. Does he? He's going to potentially move up to 7th. As Apex has really, really had a poor race today. It's very uncharacteristic of him. And for sure he's going to lose a place now as there's a bit of contact between the two of them. And Darcy moves up to 7th, but he has got a lot of penalties, so I think it's not going to make a blind bit of difference. Apex is still going to get 8 euros, too far back to make any sort of opportunity of a move. Sad Pancake now has moved down to 6th, Lee. Is Jace going to be able to make up this time? Big Weir. He's only got 3 seconds to his name, 3 seconds to his name, along with Rabbi. And
well,
that's
he's 2 seconds
round. Amir Guna.
He's 2 seconds adrift of Sad Pancake now, roughly.
Yeah, it's about 2 seconds. He's got a lap and a bit to make up that time. Is he going to do it? As it stands, Vedran has got himself a penalty, Lee. And Lucas may be winning this race, but Stinos, look where Stinos is, Lee. 3.1 separates him to 2nd place. Is he going to make up a 2nd? I don't think he will. We'll go to the leader. He's 4.3 behind the lead. He may still get 2nd, and that'll be crucial points for him as well in the championship. This is going to make it ever closer, Lee. This is what we want. We want it to get a bit closer towards the end and hopefully have a bit of finale for you. As obviously it was cut short in season 1, and we're going to make sure we try and have some sort of fight towards the end. Keep an eye on Big Weir as well. Is he making up that time? Almost. It's so closely.
Let's see. Oh, he's 4/10 off. Well, half.
Sorry, Luke. Just to cut you off, Lucas is coming around the final corner. He started towards the back. He now finishes in front. And I thought that was the end. Was that just me, or did it say 33 for the last lap?
No. Wait, maybe.
That is really. That is, either I've just made a mistake there, or the game's just done something silly. But that's really embarrassing. I apologise. You still got another lap there. I thought we were on the final lap. But that's probably the biggest cock up I've made ever. And so we're gonna, but we got one more lap to see if Big Rear or Stinos can make up this time. Lee, as it stands, Sat Pancake is 3 seconds behind Big Rear now.
Yep, that's 2.1. My calculations are correct, which I think that up.
No, it's not, Lee. 1.5 is 1.8, isn't it?
Yeah. Altogether, that was about 3.1.
You said 2.1.
Yeah, that's what I meant. 3.1. I did say that.
Well, anyway, right.
I never made a mess up.
This isn't a mess up this time. Lucas is going to win the Spanish Grand Prix as it stands. Where's Stinos going to come? Third. He wasn't able to get further up the podium. Big Rear looks like he may just get fourth place here as he's coming around the final few corners. Apex standing 8th. This is pretty much what Big Rear wanted, as well as Stinos actually, who is pretty close. He is weaving on the line. He knows he's had a good result here. Sat Pancake, look at that, 3/10 separated Big Rear and the Sat Pancake in the end. He pulled it out of the bag to the last minute to drop down the field of that mistake on that one. Fourth place is a cracking performance there from Big Rear as Apex moves up to 7th. So we got 6 points, and thinking, plus the fastest lap. No, sorry, Amir Guna's got the fastest lap.
Yeah, Amir Guna stole it a couple of laps ago when he pitted for the softs.
Oh, he's had a bit of trouble at the final corner, so he's going to gain himself 2 points. And Anthony was so close to gaining something, and not sure if he did. We'll have a look in just a few moments. But Lee, for a Spanish Grand Prix, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, and rightfully so, I would say.
We will have a driver's vote, but I think that is
for
sure going to be the decision.
I would say it's a close one between both the Aston Martin drivers today. They both performed well.
They did. So the German in the Aston Martin, strangely enough, is won the race. I wonder if that will happen in real life at some point. Only time will tell on that one. But for the final classifications for the Spanish Grand Prix for Monday Night Racing, Lucas A. Germany takes the win from 13th on the grid. Vedran started on pole, finishes in second. Stinos is in third. Big Rear has gained some points on his rival in fourth place. The Sat Pancake is in fifth. Sixth is Rabbi. Apex is in seventh. Eighth is Dazzy. Nero is in ninth. Anthony is in 10th. Amir Guna is out of the points, and that fastest lap gains him no points. Trunders, Ruing, James, Warren and Boosted all did not finish this race. Solely us tomorrow night, the Japanese Grand Prix. Looking forward to that or not?
I've never even raced this track.
Have you not?
Nope.
Oh dear.
I think maybe on like Career or something, or Breaking Point or something like that. I'm not sure. So I'm kind of a bit about it, a bit uneasy. So
wow, yeah, Japan tomorrow, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. And of course, next week we'll be back for Sprint Week for the Chinese Grand Prix on Monday. So I'm sure that'll be a cracker with the 5 lap to start the race. Anyway, please make sure to like, share and subscribe to the videos. We wanted to get to that 150 mark. I hope we've had some subscribers since the race. If you've joined us from the Facebook, please join the Discord. If you want to join the league, we'll get you a driver trial and into one of the days, or just to reserve. Anyway, it's goodbye from me from Monday Night Racing, and it's goodbye from Lee as well.
Bye!